And welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to check out another one of my videos. Today we're going to be doing another declutter, and this one's going to be a little different. I actually originally already went through and decluttered my highlighters, my blushes, and my contours and bronzers, but that file got corrupted. It was one of the files that I lost recently when my my external hard drive crashed. So I didn't have it anymore. So I just went through and shared with you guys kind of side by side. This is the pile I decluttered. This is the pile I'm keeping, just so you guys can see, even though I can't show you kind of like me decluttering it because it's already said and done. So yeah, we're just going to kind of go through it, and I'll just show you everything I kept, everything I got rid of, and then if I can remember like my reasons why I decided to declutter and why I'm keeping it. So yeah. Let's just dive right into the declutter. All right, so I'm just gonna leave them divided up because, so this is just the drawer that I hold my highlighters in now, and this is what I'm decluttering, so I just pulled it right out so I can show you guys. Let's run through everything I'm keeping first. So I'm keeping my Makeup Forever Pro Light Fusion in, I think it's just 02, but it's a really pretty gold, if I can open it. It's a really pretty gold highlighter, which is my preference. I just got it recently, so was it easy to keep that. This is from Glow Minerals. I really do like their highlighters. It's very pretty, and I like that this has both a gold and more of like a pearl champagne-y type of highlight. So no matter the occasion, you know, it'll go with the look, and it's a super pretty highlight. I did not want to get rid of that. This is from Lorac. This is their Daylight highlighter, and this actually is a dupe. These two are basically the same when you put it on your eyes. This is Pixie Glowy Powder in Santorini Sunset. This Pixie one was a collab with Aspen Overd, so I don't know how long they're going to keep this, or if it's like a permanent or limited edition. So if you want to get this and can't find it, you can get this, or if you want to get the Lorac one but don't want to shell out the money, you can get this Pixie one, because the formulas and how like soft they are extremely similar. But I mean, for my purposes, like the Aspen Overd one was beautiful, but I decided to declutter it since they're basically the same thing. They have the same consistency, they last the same amount of time, and I like my Lorac one, so I just decided to declutter the Pixie one. Though I don't have any problems at all with the quality of the Pixie. Let's see, Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This is much more of like a very natural highlight, so I like it. It's relatively new to my collection, so I didn't want to declutter it. This is brand new. I just got it in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. It's Ofra's Rodeo Drive. Gorgeous gold highlight. Can you tell that I tend to like the goldy highlights? This is Laura Geller's Gilded Honey. I've owned this for a little while. I actually got it as a freebie, this full size, as a freebie in an Ulta bag that they had up for grabs one day if you made like a $100 purchase or $75 purchase. I forget it was. But anyway, this was one of the products in the bag, and it's full size, so that's so awesome. Go Ulta. This I just got recently in a BoxyCharm, is a Diamond Glow Powder in Illuminati. I kept it. I'm not a fan of the loose powder, but I do want to keep it and kind of just have in my collection for when I am feeling adventurous. And I always hear really good things about the brand, so I do like to keep a variety of brands if possible, and this is a really pretty gold highlighter. The next one I kept was Crown of My Canopy from Wet n Wild. I think this was limited edition at the time, but I want to say they've made these permanent, and this is a really pretty, more of a pinky. There's a little bit of gold, but it's more of a pinky highlighter, so I don't really have too many pinky highlighters. And then Lime Crime's Highlight. I really like this for when I want to go really fun, especially if I want to do like a more of an iridescent. This is like white but has pink, and they're very unique to what I have in my collection, so I wanted to keep this. So yeah, those are the rundown of everything I'm keeping, and since it still fits in this drawer, I don't feel like I have a ton of highlighters, but I do know my collection is slowly growing. But yeah, this is everything I'm keeping. So let's just run through everything I'm getting rid of. I already told you about the Pixie one. I do like it, but like I said, it's taken up another spot in my drawer. I'd like to keep it down if I can. And the formulas are just so much the same. I'm just going to keep my Lorac one. This is one I got a long time ago in a BoxyCharm, and I just didn't like it because it's a highlighter. It's from Vintage by Jessica Libeskind. Got it in a BoxyCharm. It's in rose gold, but it's such a pinky gold, like super, super pink. Way more pink than this Wet n Wild one. And I don't like it because whenever I use it, it shows up pink, so it looks like a blush, and I don't like this for a blush, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. I happen to have the box, so I keep it in the box. These, basically the consensus was I'm just not a cream or liquid highlighter person anymore. Some of these, this one's just old. I think this is going on 2 or 3 years. And then, yeah, I mean, they're nice. I never use them. I barely use powder highlight, so I'm just not going to keep them. So yeah, that's why I'm getting rid of those pretty much. Okay, so I'm getting rid of 7. And I'm keeping 8, 9 if you count the palette. So that's a larger, the lime crime palette. So 9, 7, not too bad, not too shabby. I was happy with that. Okay, blushes are next. These are all the ones I'm keeping. Same story, let's go through these. This is the Lorac Buildable Blushes. I really like their formula and I really like these shades. I have Tinge, which is almost like a Not There blush, which I really like that. A Chroma, which is beautiful this fall, and then Vivid, which is more of a shimmery blush. You know what, I'm gonna get rid of this one because I really don't think I've reached for this in a hot minute, and it's a very intense, more of like, almost like a neon pink, and I'm just not that type, and it has some shimmer in it. So I think I actually am going to declutter this. This has that, it's a satin, but to me it just looks like it has shimmer in it. Chroma and Tinge are both in the matte finish. So actually I'm gonna add this to my declutter, so there's that. I kept 2 Tarte blushes, which were in more unique shades to my collection. Like this was very bright, but I like because it doesn't really have a shimmer to it. So if I wanted that bright blush, can we open? And then this is a very neutral type of shade that I would also like. And yeah, I mean, these formulas are okay. I haven't been reaching for them very much, but I'm hoping with decluttering stuff that I'll start to reach for it more. The Sigma powder blush in Heavenly is not going anywhere. I absolutely love it. Very neutral blush. Reminds me of Tinge, but deeper. Not going anywhere. This Milani powder blush in Romantic Rose, also stunning. This one isn't like the most pigmented, like when you swatch it, you're just like, really? But it is absolutely gorgeous on the face. I love it. And you don't have to worry about like getting clown cheeks because you can kind of build it up to the color you like. I'm not a big, like, I don't like to have clown cheeks. I like my blushes to be very natural, so those are my preferences. These 2 are relatively new to my collection, and I think that's one reason why I kept both of them. But they're number 7 blushes, really pretty. I like this coral blush just because I really don't have a coral like that in my collection. And then I really do like this Damson Mist. It's super pretty, and I wanted to keep it. Glow Minerals blush in Rosebud. That is such a pretty, like, dusty rose color. Kind of reminds me of the Milani, honestly. Okay, I still have lipstick swatches from when I did my lipstick declutter yesterday. Okay, now the Glow Minerals is a little more pigmented and bright. Milani's more neutral, but both are still really pretty. Milani Luminoso. This is a very pretty blush. I like it, especially in the spring, and this is about the only, this is the exception to my rule when I say I don't like shimmery blushes. This one has shimmer in it, but I don't mind it. It goes on like super neutral looking, very natural. I like it for the everyday, just to give my cheeks a little bit of life and kind of dust this over and just call it a day. I've used a good bit of it. I'm keeping it in my collection. And then last up is this Mellow Wine from Wet n Wild. I haven't used this one much, but it's more of a deeper shade, very pigmented. So I wanted to keep this around because I feel like I'll definitely wear it, especially as we get into the fall and winter. Maybe next year I'll try to pan this because I am panning. Oh, speaking of which, I also have a NYX blush that I'm keeping. I have it in my project pan right now, so it's in a different drawer, but I have that blush as well. Okay, now onto the blushes we're getting rid of. This is from Coastal Scents. It is a blush and bronzer. Oh, it's also a bronzer palette, but it's a mini palette, and I just never use it. I think I've used it like 2-3 times right after I got it. They're super pigmented, but almost in a bad way. Like, you have very little room for error. It's just kind of, I don't know, I just didn't like how it blended out. That's what I was looking for. Wasn't a fan with how it blended out. It just took too much work to blend it out. I just never reached for it. Still kept the blush. Still kept it in the box, so I must have been trying to resell it in one of those type of Facebook groups. But I'm going to get rid of that. Then also TheEdge Beauty. This is a brand at Dillard's. Really pretty, but I just never reached for it. So I was just like, I'll get rid of it. It's really cool packaging. It like slides out like this and then flips open like that. Really pretty. More of a like a light chalky pink. So I already told you I'm getting rid of this. That's a new addition. These products right here and this one, I think. Let's see. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is a cream blush. These are all cream blushes. I went through a phase when I lived in California for a year and my skin was super dry that I really liked cream blushes. So, I mean, as you can tell, I went hard on this one. From Maybelline, I really used that one. But since coming back here, moving to Virginia, I never reach for cream products for my cheeks. No thank you. Too much time, too much extra time. I'll just use a powder and I'm good. So I just decided to declutter all of these. These two are from Maybelline. This is from bellaPierre. I didn't like it anyway. It was too greasy. Glow Minerals, I do like the formula, but again, I just don't reach for creams. And then this is from Color Prevails. I don't think I really like the texture. It was a little too soft. Then I'm getting rid of 2 Tarte blushes. So I kept 2, got rid of 2. I felt like that was a good mix. This one just looked a little too light. And then honestly, kind of reminds me of Tinge. Kind of similar to Tinge, I suppose you could say, and I like Tinge a whole lot more. I'm not the biggest fan of Tarte blushes. They're just okay. I just feel like I don't know, they're just fine. I'm not like ride or die for them. I like my Lorac blushes more, so I just decided to get rid of 2 of them and keep 2 more. I decided to get rid of the Papa Don't Peach blush. I was really sad about this because I really do like it, but I'm going to pass it along to someone else who will enjoy having a blush that smells like peaches and, you know, looks like peaches. I'm just gonna pass it along. It's really cute packaging that I wanted to keep for the packaging. Basically, packaging and scent alone, but I don't reach for it. I don't wear a lot of shimmery blushes, etc., etc. I say that all the time. So this is a duo from Pixi that's a highlighter and blush duo in Peach Honey. You guys know I don't like shimmery blushes, so I just never use the side. And then this, you know, I just don't like keeping something for me to just use one side, even though that highlighter is super pretty. But I have so many highlighters that are the same type of color, I'm going to get rid of it. I feel kind of bad not keeping any Pixi highlighters or blush products. I mean, I don't like their blushes because I think pretty much every blush I've ever gotten from Pixi, it has shimmer in it. It looks like a highlighter in my eyes. But I'm just going to get rid of it, you know. It's okay. I do like the Pixi. I know I like the Pixi highlighter formula, so that's okay. So anyway, this is everything I'm getting rid of. So I'm keeping 11 and getting rid of 12, and this one is a big, like a palette, which should have been in my cheek palette, whatever. I think that's pretty good. I don't know about you, and this is pretty empty, so room to grow. Though I'm not much of a, you know, blush person, so I feel like this is perfect for me. I really am happy with what I have here, and all these products are ones that I will use. All right, bronzers and contours. These are my singles. We'll also get into palettes in a minute. So this is what I'm keeping, with the exception I have a Revlon bronzer contour kit that I am trying to pan in my current Finish 9 by New Year's project panning challenge, so it's not in here. But yeah, so let's go over what I'm keeping per usual. This is the Wet n Wild Contouring Palette Duo. It's got setting powder and contour. I love them both. I have a serious dip in both of these. Oops, that wasn't smart. The serious dip in both of these. It's a very powdery, like very soft formula, so you do have to be a little careful not to like hit too hard. You really just need a light hand, but I really like this. It's very affordable. This is from number 7, and I really love this. It's in, what's the shade? Golden Sand. Gorgeous, very natural bronzer on me. I also had caramel, but it was just a tad too warm. I felt like sometimes when I used it, if I went too heavy, my cheeks look too orange, and I don't like that. So that's why I decided to declutter this shade but keep this shade. I really do like this formula, though. Bahama Mama from The Balm. Now, don't laugh at me. When I first got this, this was like my first bronzer I ever bought before I got married in my teens. So I come from a large family, lots of younger sisters that I didn't really want, you know, staring at a girl in a bikini. And then I had brothers who I didn't want staring at a girl in a bikini. So I gave her a dress just for modesty's sake. But I really do like this bronzer. It is more of an intense bronzer, if I remember. You have to, you know, not go too ham or you can get muddy cheeks, but I really do like it. This was the first bronzer I ever purchased, and I became addicted to bronzers after that. Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I really, really like it. A very soft bronze on me that I have to build up, but I am totally okay with putting in the extra work to build it up. Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. This is in the medium deep shade. Also love this. This was one of the first purchases I made. I think it was after the balm one. This was, I think, my first purchase from Sephora almost. You can see I'm getting some rims there. I almost tried to pan this in my Finish 9 by New Year challenge, but I decided to do the Revlon one. But this is a gorgeous, stunning bronzer. And then the Laura Geller Beach Matte Baked Hydrating Bronzer in Siesta Medium. Absolutely love it. You can tell I have enjoyed. I've almost removed the imprint from the center of it. It's gorgeous. I have a review up on my blog. So yeah, those are the ones I'm keeping. Getting rid of, I already explained why I'm getting rid of this. This is from TheEdge Beauty as well. It had a duo, though. This is like a highlighter and a bronzer. The bronzer was nice. The highlighter I really didn't care for. So just, I never used it because of that. Oh, this should actually be in my palettes. But I guess I had it in here because it was so small. This is, we'll just talk about it here. This is Smashbox Contour Palette. Now they have, I have it over here in my other pile. They have, this is their full-size one. You can see here, this is what their full-size one. They came out with a mini as part of like a holiday set. You could get something for the cheeks, the lips, and the eyes. And I really love, this is my first try of this formula. I fell in love. I know the pans are small, but I put up with it to use it. I thought it was phenomenal. But now that they recently sent me their full-size one, so I can declutter that and let someone else enjoy that. And then these two minis, honestly, I don't know why I tried the Milk Chocolate Soleil, because I have the dark one, and this one's lighter and just doesn't really show up much. I think I might have tried to use it for like a crease shade, but that's dumb. I have so many crease shades for my eyes. Don't need it. I'll pass it along to someone else. And then this was like a freebie I got from Bare Minerals in the shade The Skinny Dip, and I honestly don't remember using. Again, I probably kept thinking I could use it like in the crease for my eyeshadow, but I don't, so getting rid of. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So not as good here, but you guys, for everything for my face, like highlight, blushes, bronzers, I love my bronzers and contours most. All right, last up. These are contour palettes. Let's just kind of go through. This is relatively new to my collection. This is from Bare Minerals. I really do like their formula. I really enjoyed this palette. Totally would recommend. These two are honestly pretty similar. I don't need both, but at this time in my life, they're relatively new to my collection. I do enjoy them both. I don't want to get rid of them. I like having something from each brand just to refer to, so I'm keeping both. This is Jessie's Girl Highlight and Contour Kit. I like having this for an affordable option at the drugstore. This shade is my favorite for contouring. This is the little dark, and this has shimmer, so not my favorite, but for the price, this is nice because you do get, you know, the shades you can use. You can find whatever works for your contour and bronze, and then you can use the banana powder to set it, and then these highlighters are absolutely beautiful. I put a serious dip in this shade here. That's stunning. These two are setting powders, these two are highlighters, but I like the whole top row. I really like, and then out of the bottom row, I mean, honestly, this is my favorite. This is a little warm, but these two I'm not a fan of, but overall, good palette. Nice to have from the drugstore. This is from IT Cosmetics, and it's My Sculpted Face. This was my first high-end palette, and I really do like it. This is my favorite shade. I've got Major Dip in here. I also use this shade. These two are a little dark for me. Sorry, you guys can't even see. These two are a bit dark for me, so I really don't dip into it much, so that does feel like a waste, but lesson learned. I think I would, for my preference, I like these three palette contour kits just because all three shades, if you get one that works for your skin tone, you can use them all. These two I do like. That's a nice highlight, and that's their what do you call it, translucent setting powder, so I decided to keep that. These three that I'm getting rid of, this I bought, and I was stupid to buy. You guys know I don't really like cream products, but I wanted to try it when it first released. I decided to buy it, and it was basically a waste because I didn't like it very much. I have a review on my blog. I was really only using it for these, and I just don't cream contour that much, so I haven't really used it. These are the concealers. They're extremely like emollient and soft, but they don't really conceal that well. like when I try to use it to cover my under eye circles, I could still see it. So it wasn't it wasn't my favorite concealer formula. And then these highlighters, they were just okay. I still would like go over top of them with a highlighter so they're not that impactful. All that to say, getting rid of. Profusion. This is Pro Contour. I got this at TJ Maxx. This is really nice. This palette's actually really nice. Nothing really bad to say about it. But since I have the Jessie's Girl as an affordable one and I have all these other ones, I just felt like I could get rid of this and be okay. I think I bought it for like 10, 12 bucks. So yeah, I mean, it's nice. No problems. This is basically the only shade I used out of this palette. Every now and then I dip into here or set my eyes with that. But since I was really only using the one shade, I figured I'd get rid of it. And then Butter London, this is True to Form. A contour kit with a little like highlighting stick. I really do like the Butter London formula, but it was just a little bulky. I wasn't really reaching for it. This was a bit too warm for my tastes. So I was really only going for this shade and then this shade, but I have so many highlighters that are this shade, and then, you know, same story with the contour. I was okay with getting rid of this. So out of this drawer, kept 4, got rid of 3. So that is my declutter for my cheek products. I didn't do so well on my contour and bronzer, I know, but cheeks are my favorite because, I mean, I could skip blush and highlighter altogether and just bronze or contour really nicely and bronze up my face and I would feel complete. I do love a good contour, so those are kind of more special and that's why I'm holding on to more. And I do rotate through them. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this enjoyable. Give me a thumbs up if you did. That is always helpful. And I will see you very soon in my next declutter video. Bye guys.